It's a porcupine. Alright fellas, so if you remember, I acquired this hood at the same time I got another hood that needed a lot of body work for the first Impreza. So I got two hoods at the same time. This one was worse than the other one. I set it off to the side. I was going to junk it. Now I got the same color car, so I don't have to paint the underside of it. I do see, you know, a couple more dings, but this was the biggest one right here. And looks like we got that pretty dang good. Now we're not going to need near as much putty on that. I do see probably going to have to hammer this down a little bit right here. There's a ding right there, and then I see a ding on the other side, and then I think there's one across the front here as well. They're just, somebody touched it up and stuff right there. There's a small ding right here. I'm going to go around, we're going to get the body work done on this, but as you can see, I did put brand new hinges on this, and I bent those quarters down and stuff. They don't fit perfect. It fits all right. When we get some putty in here, it'll look a little bit better. Once it's color matched, it'll look really good. I got more body work. I'm going to sand the fender. I'm going to have to do a little bit of body work on this one. I think I did this one myself. Put a little dent in it right there. I'll hammer and dolly that. I'm not taking the fender completely off. I'm just going to leave it on the car. Slight dent down here. I don't think we're going to fix that because I'm going to blend across here. And I'm not painting this door, and I'm not painting that door, but I'm going to paint that rear quarter panel and the front of the car. So, I didn't get a fender liner because I thought we had a full one, but now I'm seeing a bunch of broken pieces. And I'm wondering if I got the whole thing. Like I said, this is a work car for my buddy, so I'm going to make it look the best that I can without going overboard on the body work. I think it did kind of push this out. I might be able to just give that a couple little taps to knock that in. Let me see if the other side did that. No. I think it's just slightly more of a dent on the other side. But the fenders are all right. Now that I sculpted them, kind of moved them around to get them in shape, and then I had to, these ends were curled, and I had to uncurl them out, and they actually look pretty good. So I'm going to have to scuff all this up. We will do just a little bit of putty on the top side of that, just the very, actually, I'm going to have to hammer that down. I got a little hump right here. So I'm going to have to hammer that down, which I might be able to do right now. Okay, I got it down some. We're going to have to do a little bit more work on that. I'm going to have to take the headlight out to hammer that down the rest of the way. But that helped. But for the most part, I'm good. It's just cleaning up these corners and making sure that I get self-etching primer and then a good layer of primer and stuff on them. Fitment wise, everything looks decent. A little bit more work on this, but we're getting there. Alright, so that's a little bit better. We're getting closer. We're in the ballpark now. Some of this metal you can just bend by hand, kind of get it to shape. I tapped these sides in because they kind of stuck out a little bit, and I don't know if it was from getting that bent that it bent these sides out, but I really did. Looks like got them in halfway decent. This side still has a good bit of sag to it, so it's still not too much for filler, and then the ends are all messed up on that too, but we're gonna just clean it up the best we can. We're gonna get some paint on them so they look better, but this plastic trims need to come out, which they just, oh okay, there's pins in them. They need to come out because we're gonna be getting clear up in here and stuff like that, all up in there. But now at this point I see how they fit, and the headlights are looking all right. Everything's looking good up front here, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the headlights so I don't damage those in the process. And then I might as well go ahead and assemble the hood. If you look at the underside, there's nothing on this hood. This is how I got it. It's bare. I did put the new hinges in. I did that last week, and I did hammer some of the damage out. So I need to reseal this corner of the hood. As you can see, it broke the sealing across here. So I'm going to get some sealing on that, and got the rubber stops in, and they both come down and stop on the core support, but I need to get the rest of the parts off of this hood. Like the hood latch, I did put a brand new latch mechanism on, and brand new prop rod with a brand new plastic, I don't even know what you call that, grommet, something like that. Our fender mounts are pretty mangled on this one. Yeah, but I'm not replacing them because of how flimsy they come from the factory. It's not even worth the time to try to straighten those out or replace them, because if you replace them, you're replacing them with flimsy ones as well. So I'm not going through the trouble to do that. Also, a little nifty trick I found on these when I was working on mine replacing the engine, you can take the prop rod, and I didn't realize what this was. You can stick the prop rod in there, and that props the hood straight up and down. So that's pretty nice. But I need to get the latch and the liner in because we're not doing any painting here. So I can go ahead and throw that in, and I think there's also a seal across the front. Yeah, there's a couple rubber bumps. There's a seal missing. There's supposed to be one across the front of this. And there's a seal right there. And
I'm actually impressed. I tried that quiche I made you. It's pretty damn good. Did you want to try a small bite of it?
yeah, let me get some of that. So as you can see, this is an ongoing process. It's going to take a while, okay? So I'm going to come back to you guys after I have all this sanded down to where I'm happy with it. Then we're going to apply some primer and see how good it really looks. I'm going to try guide coats this time. So after I get it down to where I think I like it, I'm going to put some primer down, and then we're going to guide coat over top of the primer, and we're going to sand it, and we're going to see where we're at. All right, so it is a week later, almost a week later from the last clip, and I got a lot done, but I got a mess, but it looks good. It's a good looking mess. looking at that, you saw there's a bunch of bare metal. So I need to get this cleaned up. I need to sand around these areas with 400, which I'm just going to throw it on the sanding disc here and just go to town here. Just get the areas around it for now. You're going to get self-etching primer on all the bare metal spots. And then after that, then I'm going to hit it with some build primer and put some thick coats on there, because I did sand this down with 120 instead of 240, and I'm not sure if the primer's going to fill the sand spots or not, but we're going to sand the primer too, so we'll get it down there to where we can lay paint. But for the most part, it made it a lot quicker, so figured I'd try it out. And there we go. In the morning, I have to make a long road trip, about 2 hours, to go get the airbags, the knee bag and the steering wheel bag. I'm going to take you guys along with me. Just so you know, I was trying to win another project. Since I'm heading past this one Copart, I was like, why not bid on some stuff? So I bid on a couple motorcycles, just out of the blue. I lost them both, just so you know, but motorcycles are still going for, I mean, like, I could have won the first one. I just didn't want it that bad. I was just like, you know, if I got it at a good price. It was an old BMW. It was a 2000 K1200 sport touring BMW, and it needed front forks on it. And I thought that would have been a cool little project, but yeah. And then I've been on a CBR 1000. I lost on it too. So it is what it is. So we're not picking up anything tomorrow. So I'm just taking my Subaru, so you guys can see what this thing will be like when it's done. We'll just take mine. You can get a little taste. But the bodywork turned out okay. My line, not like I said, I'm not perfect. Okay, my lines aren't 100% perfect up here on the line. Like I said, this is a work beater for him, or I could have spent more time on those trying to get those right. I am going to do guide coats and sand this with a block. And then I was applying my primer. I didn't give it much time on the second coat, and I laid it on heavy, and I got some solvent pop right there. I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but we can sand those out, and if not, I can actually fill those with filler. But we'll see what happens when I sand, because I got the primer on really thick right there. So yeah, we'll see. So self-etching primers on, and then fill primers on. Definitely wanted to get these areas coated. The fenders turned out really good. I'm really happy with those. For them being curled under, both of them, having the whole end of that curled under, I thought they turned out really good. So happy there. And I did, I'm going to show you this now. I got the airbag plugs. I actually ordered ones that were called out for Subaru, and I wired them in. Then I noticed, so I have the original plugs here, that the colors were swapped on both plugs. Okay, so here's the one that plugs in. Here, this is the way this one plugs in. Look at the wires. The red and the blacks are swapped. And I thought, well, maybe I can take that plug apart and swap them around. You cannot. They have different connectors on them. So red to black, black to red. Same with this one. Yellow to blue, blue to yellow. So if you see this in a video that I have my wires intertwined right here where I am connected, that there's a reason for that, okay? It's also smart to like check all your other wires while you're in here, because that airbag gets so hot when it deploys, it melts stuff in here. I just noticed this. The outer casing on this is charred a little bit, like melted, and there's a hole in it right there, but the wires on the inside, it did not hurt any of those, which is what I was worried about when I first saw this. So we should be okay with that. But when we get our airbags, we can just plug it in, pop it in, and be done on this side. Also, I've had this happen before. Now, safety restore, I didn't get quite the deal as I did on my Silverado. On this, it was a little bit more. I think I had 150 in both seat belts and the airbag module, and I sent them in, and they told me that my crash module has an MCU in it, and there's an extra charge for crash modules with an MCU, and that charge is normally $25, but since I already paid and everything, they gave it to me for $15. That happened to me once before with a Nissan Rogue that I did, and they charged me another they did the same thing. They gave me a discount and charged me another $15. But they'll reach out to you and let you know that, and just pay it, because where else are you going to get a crash module for like 50 bucks altogether? You're not. So just pay it, get it done. So they are on the way here too. I probably won't have them this weekend, but I can at least get the airbags in, and we can continue on this body work. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Next day, I'm starting to get sick. I have a really sore throat, just like your mother. I think we got it different ways. But I need to get the paint coat off of this car before I go. And I'm also going to cut a chunk of the front bumper off so that I have a piece that I can color match. I also just realized that, like, I forgot this new action camera is magnetic. Like, this is like the extra battery pack. I've never tried this before, but I just set it down in this vehicle and it's magnetic. It sticks to it. So if I took this base off, let's see. Yeah, magnetic. That's awesome. I never even thought of that. Now I can stick it to the vehicle. Let's see. Action. Action! Normally you want to polish your piece up, clean it up real good. All I did was take some paint cleaner, like I use for my paint guns, which is basically just acetone and a spray can. Put it on a rag and wiped it, and all the marks and stuff came off of it. If it's shiny and it looks good like that, then you can take that with you. You can match that. Now they say, like, take a fuel door, like, because metal and plastic can look different, but I'm eyeballing it, okay? So I'm looking at paint chips and holding, they're not matching it with a camera. So I'm just matching it with my eyeballs. So you shouldn't have a problem. Let's hit the road! And video to come here soon. Don't worry, it's not a problem. I have a company sending me a Tesla screen. So this new action camera comes with some really nice mounts, and I can actually see myself and see that it's mounted nice. I have some different angles that I can do in my driving shots and stuff. Like, this is one of them. It's just a sticky mount that you can clean, and it stays sticky. I don't know how I feel about that. If it stays, it stays. So I guess we're trying it out right now. Let me know if you like this new camera, because I'm still kind of on the fence on it. I like it better than the GoPro, but it's been a little finicky with me and a couple things. I think it was my own fault, but I think I'm getting the hang of it now. So just let me know if you like it. If you like the footage, the sound sounds good and everything, just let me know. Just got done in the paint store. Supplies were a lot cheaper than I expected, but God, it's just, yeah. I mean, it's still not cheap. Paint's not cheap, but I didn't need to get clear coat because I have some. But for the paint, then I got some putty because I'm out of that, and then I got some grease and wax remover, and I got some sealer. Everything turned out to be 210 bucks. That's not that hateful. So and then some of that stuff's gonna last me for a while. So really, for the stuff for the Subaru itself, maybe $150 in supplies. So not bad at all. Kids, I got a battle of STD. I mean, viruses going on in me. I might have the Roni. I don't know. I feel whooped right now. But we're gonna continue on. I'm almost to Stoystown Auto Wreckers. I've never been there before. I passed Stoystown Motors, which is a place that buys cars from Copart and then resells them without fixing them. I mean, I think they do like simple fixes on some of them if they have parts and stuff, but yeah, they got a whole lot full of wrecked cars. So if you want to pay more than what you would at Copart, there's always that place. I don't understand. I think I have arrived. I can see a wheel in the window. So let me go in and get my airbags and I'll be back. All right, so the airbags I got about half price is what I found everywhere else here. I got them for $350, where it was going to cost me about $800 everywhere else I looked. Unfortunately, I don't think that the plugs that I wired into the car are correct for this airbag. It looks like their plugs are different, so we'll check when we get home, or when I get to Johnny's, I'm going to look around the yard. And there was that Legacy there, and there's a couple other things, and I'm going to see if any of them have the same clock spring wires, because I'll wire them in. I don't care. You don't have to put a whole new clock spring in. You can, honestly, you put the wires in. I've done it before, and it works just fine. Over there's Stoystown Auto, and you can't see it. It's behind that bank. That's where you overpay for Copart cars. That sounds like a deal. Not really. Nothing against reselling Copart cars. It's just if you're going to buy them and then not do anything and resell them, to me that's, yeah, I know. You make a quick buck, but there's no effort, and to me, it's laziness. And I don't know. If people would quit buying cars from people that, bought a Copart and nothing was done to them, then people wouldn't do it. But people keep buying them, so that's where the problem is. I don't know how long I'm gonna last here. I'm feeling worse by the minute. All right, so there's a couple things I wanted to look for on this one. This is one I looked at before. I wanted to see what the shifter looked like, which is under glass, which is a little bit inconvenient. I can see it from the driver's side. I'll get over there. I also wanted to see if that rear bumper piece was on, but she is buried in weeds. Look for snakes. That's a good idea. This whole side's smashed. Subaru. Yeah. So I don't know if that plastic piece is back there. I'm gonna dig through the weeds and look here in a little bit. That shifter actually looks nice. I'd like to take that. Mine's beat up on the top. I need to take a short bathroom break. So since I'm not really prepared, this is the sunroof and it is glass. busted glass. I'm gonna try to maneuver that out. Already had something crawl up my leg. I'm not really prepared for this, but I need to get this glass off of that shifter. I think that'll work for mine. I just want to see what it looks like. They're fairly simple to get off. Oh, did they change it a little bit? I think they did. Let's see. Oh, they did change it. Let's bushwhack here a little bit and get back in here. I think there's something back in here. I keep hearing noises. Here's a full-size bumper. So what I'm gonna do, that's a Subaru bumper, isn't it? That's a Subaru bumper. Yeah, it is. We're just gonna set this back here and let it fall. I'm doing them a favor right now. Doing some weeding. I think that plastic piece will work for us if I can obtain it. So let me grab some parts. I'm just gonna stick this camera. You know what? I have this necklace mount for this thing. Would have mounted right to my shirt. Where's it at? At my house. Convenient. Okay, so whether this is the correct piece or not, it's going on the car. I'll put it that way. I want to look at some other Subarus. Yeah, I'm really not feeling good now. I'm feeling really starting to get sick. And here's a Subaru, and the steering column is gone. Yeah. Oh, there it is. My airbag's blind, so that's no good. Forester. I don't know if these older Subarus would have the same plugs as the newer ones. Steering wheel bag's still in this one. Let's pop the steering wheel out and see what the clock spring plugs look like on that. Subaru engines just don't last here. Gone. Every one of them gone, except for that one, which we know why that one's still here. I need a screwdriver to get those. That's not even what I need. Yeah, I didn't plan this out. Oh, there's bolts in it instead of springs. I ain't got tools for that. All right, well, let's go find a newer Subaru. That ain't gonna work. I just had to pick the cart that has gear oil in it, and I just dropped my camera and this is locked into it. Check this out. A hatch, like a model before mine. Look at this. I just pulled this up. Clock spring right there are the exact plugs I need. They're totally different than the ones I wired in. And just give it a little choppy chop right there. And then we'll definitely get these wired in correct. It'll be about the fourth time I wired them in. Give me these. You're mine. You're mine. You're mine. Alright, so I got everything I wanted, pretty much. So he said new inventory is at the top of the hill. So we're gonna go to the top of the hill and look around. One of the biggest issues I'm having with this freaking camera, this has happened to me like 3 times now. It says it's overheated and I can't record. which is inconvenient for me because it just happened. So I unplugged the backward screen or the front facing screen and put the battery pack on, and now it's working fine. So is it the screen, the extra screen? I don't know. I don't really need that, but it's convenient. Not really good inventory up here. There is a marvel here that you just need to put your spectacles on here. This thing has 293,000 miles on it, and it runs and drives for an Audi A6 this year. That is almost unheard of. I don't know what engine's in this one. I'm gonna guess not the 2.7 twin turbo. And if it is, it's not the first engine. In fact, let's just take a look. Hard shifts. It's got a racing trans in it. Oh, it is hot. It is hot in here. Oh my Lord. And I got hit on by a couple ladies down there. Asked if I could give them a ride in my wheelbarrow down to the building. No, I'll pass. They don't know my wife. She'll kill me. She'll kill them. Oh my God, it is. How? That is not a 2.7 with 293,000 miles on it. I can assure you that. That motor definitely does not have that many miles on it. I can't believe somebody stole all the caps. But that, man, that looks good. Looks like a fairly low mileage engine in that. Except for the fact, look at, oh, there's rust on the cam. I can see it from here because there's no cap. Still pretty cool. Here is another one, and this one has the DIY paint job. I think it's wrinkle finish, or maybe that's not what they intended to do. But man, oh, look at that, is so nice. It is the wrinkle finish. Look at, oh, and we try to buff it out right there. That's what they tried to do, and then buffed it onto. Well, it's because they oversprayed the other panels. This is the kind of car that deserves to be here. Is there still a Turbski on it? Oh my gosh, there she is. It's a Turbski. Okay, listen. I know you guys don't come here to listen to me complain, but here I am complaining. I feel fantastic, okay? I'm going to go home and put those airbags in, and I'm done for the rest of the day. I'm going to just tell you that right now. I'm starting to get achy. That was $10.60 plus $2 to get in. 12 bucks. I got my clock spring wires that I don't have to wait for, and I got that rear shield that's off a newer model. But it's going to work on that one. I'm going to tell you that right now, because we're going to make it fit if it doesn't fit. Alright, so thank God I got these plugs. Because like I said, these are totally different than what I got and wired in. I was hoping I would get the correct ones so that I could just throw it in there. I can tell you right now, these aren't the same. These are round. So we're going to rewire these. I have a little bit of wire left there. Alright, let's see how this goes. Cut this back right at the connection. I might maybe go get a pair of cutters. I guess it's universal for a lot of vehicles. I don't know why Subaru decided that they needed to make theirs different. Alright, next one. So you can see the process. I'm going to finish these other two, and then we'll clip the airbag in, and then we'll do the knee bag, and then I am done for the day. I'm retiring. I'm falling apart. I can't find my black tape, so it is what it is. Anyways, make sure these plastic pieces are loose, and go ahead and connect your bag. Let's see, there's one clipped in, there's two clipped in, there's a ground here I believe is for the horn, clip it in. And then there should be plenty of room to get these wires in here and everything. So, and then just give it a, there it is. One done. Boy, they gave me a dirty bag. Real nice of them. Knee bag is really easy on these. I say that and then I struggle to move around. It's in here. Right here's the plug for it. Plug a mount there and a mount there. The hardware is just a couple nuts. I think one. Here's one. Right here's one. I believe it's these nuts. We're gonna place some bag tag. We're gonna take the bag tag off actually. I hope you guys can see it good. I'm hoping this camera's situated right. Alright. Just kinda gotta get it in there. There's a stud and there's a stud. Just like me. I think it's easier to get this clipped in before you put the bag in. Yes. Do that. And then these just sit on studs. There and there. Oh, those are the wrong nuts. Oh, they're both on the ground. There they are. My nuts are a little smaller. Huh. Alright, let's see if we can fit all this stuff in. It bent some stuff. I'm not sure how everything's gonna fit. There we go. There we go. Alright. It's getting me. Almost there. Home stretch. Oh my. Alright. Alright. There. Cleaned her up. That looks a lot better. I even wiped down the bottom panels and stuff. So anyways, I'm done for the day. I'm not doing anything else. That was enough. So if you like this video, smash that like button. Consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if you think it was your mom that gave this to me. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Alright.
Kitties.
Love you.
I love you too, honey. Kitty. Stu Man, come say bye to the people. Oh, you meanie, come here. Come hither, Stewie. She's like, I'll take his pets for him. All right then. You got something on your head. You want to say bye to the people? Bye-bye. All right, stretch it out then.